screen is visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So in the previous class, we have gone through the negative clamper circuit. So in negative clamper circuit, basically we are going to have the final summary. We can say like here we are having the input voltage. If input voltage is Vm, we are getting the output that will be equals to 0. If we are applying voltage around 0, the output we will be getting is minus Vm, and in minus Vm application of input voltage, we are getting minus 2 Vm. Okay, so we are just here in negative uh, clamping. Basically, we are making the DC level, so DC level to a negative value. Okay, in case of negative clamper circuit. Similarly, in case of positive clamper circuit, we will do the similar analysis. So here we will get uh, instead of a negative DC value, we will be getting positive DC value. Okay, so here this positive clamper will basically do so this positive clamper basically uh, does is it will add a positive DC level to AC output. If an AC output is there, it will be adding a positive DC level to that AC output. Okay, so the similar circuit is there. The only difference is we will be replacing the diode with the capacitor and capacitor with the diode in the previous case, like in negative clamper. Okay, so here the circuit of positive clamper is basically we will be having a capacitor first and then a diode, and across this diode we will be connecting our load resistance, and across this load resistance we are getting the output. Okay, and here we are applying the input voltage. So whatever input voltage we will be applying, with respect to that we will get output. So that output will be a positive clamped output. Okay, so basically at the initial point, if this is the capacitor, so initially we consider the capacitor is not storing any voltage. So basically it stores charge. The charge will be in the form of this voltage will be in the form of charge basically. So here initially we will see the voltage across the capacitor will be a 0. Okay, so for time period, suppose t time, initially just below 0 time and just above 0 time, the capacitor voltage is considered to be a 0 volt. Okay, that means we can see like the initially capacitor acts as short circuit. So the voltage across it is 0, that means it will be behaving like a short circuit. Okay, so it will be behaving like a short circuit. So here if it is behaving like a short circuit, then we will consider the first half of the input. Okay, so with respect to input, suppose we are having the input, suppose this is our V input and its maximum value is plus Vm and minimum value is minus Vm and DC value is 0. So with respect to that we will be getting the output voltage. Okay, so initially the capacitor is short circuited and we are applying the positive input. So here you can just write. So this is T by 4 time and this is T by 2. This will be 3T by 4 and this will be T time period. So one cycle of the input waveform we have considered. With respect to that, we will be getting some output. So that output will be defined with respect to, like, at different time intervals, whatever input we are providing with respect to that, what in output we are getting, we will just analyze. Okay, so here we can consider, so initially it is short circuited. So once it is short circuited, whatever positive input voltage we are applying, that will be applied to this diode also. So the circuit in the uh, case when we are considering the positive half, so we can write during first positive half of input, during first positive half of input. So first positive half is basically, in this case, the capacitor is short circuited and the positive voltage will be applying here and this is our negative voltage. So this diode will be working as a reverse bias. So your diode will be off in the case of first positive half basically. So its circuit we can represent like, it will be a short circuit capacitor and a diode is there, that will be a reverse bias, so it will be open circuit. Or if it is reverse bias, we can just replace this diode with a resistance called resistance in reverse region or reverse bias resistance of this diode, and this will be your load resistance. With respect to that, we will be getting the output. Okay, so here first of all it is short circuited and we are providing some input, and this diode is basically uh, behaving in off mode. That means the current flowing will be zero. Okay, so whatever input we are applying, we will be getting the output like it is short circuited. So here the output will be zero. Okay, so in case of first positive half, basically the output will be zero, and at that time, this is a circuit. At that time, the time constant we will calculate. So the time constant in this case is basically, here it is a capacitor and this is the resistor. So the time constant will be the R, that is in reverse bias case, parallel with load resistance multiplied by capacitor. Okay, but this R is very high compared to RL. So as RR, that is reverse bias resistance of a diode, is very much greater than RL, therefore tau value we can just estimate it like the tau value will be similar to the RL into C. Okay, and this tau value, that is RL into C, will be very greater than the time period of the input waveform. Okay, this will be very high. Okay, so if it is very high, therefore the rate of charging of the capacitor is basically will be low. Okay, so therefore the rate of charging of capacitor is very low, as the time constant, that is tau, it is very much larger than the t time period. So therefore the rate of charging of capacitor will be low. That means the capacitor for the time period 0 to t by 4 time period, okay, in the positive half, for 0 to t by 4 time period, the capacitor will be behaving like a short circuit only. It will not be charging to that much level of the input that we have applied. Okay, so up to t by 4 and beyond this t by 4, up to t by 2 time period, the capacitor will be basically capacitor uh, acts as a short circuit. Okay, so up to t by 2 time period it will be charging, because the rate of charging is very low. That's why it will be taking large time to charge the capacitor to a value that is Vm. Okay, so up to t by 2 the capacitor will be charging. So therefore the output that we will be getting is, so for uh, t by 4 is here, this is t by 2. Okay, so from 0 to t by 2 time period it will be charging. So at that time period, so whatever uh, the output is there at this time, the output will be directly connected to V input, because the diode is off. So if diode is off, that means it will be open circuit, so directly whatever input we are applying, the same output we will be getting for t by 2 time period. So the output here we will be getting is similar to the input. So for this time period we will be getting the same, but up to t by 2 time period the capacitor has now charged. So now the case of like, in in uh, case of first negative half, so now this was the case, like in positive half it will be similar to whatever input we are applying. So capacitor will be short circuited and diode is reverse bias, so it will be open circuit. So whatever input we are applying, the same output we will be getting. Now we will consider the case of negative half. So this is the first negative. So in the first negative half of the input, basically what happens is, now the capacitor has charged and also the diode will be on now, because it is direction you can just see. So if we are going to apply the negative, okay, so here negative and positive, then diode will be on. So in that case the diode will be on. So in that case the diode will be on. So the circuit in this case will be like capacitor with diode that will be replaced by the forward resistance, because it will be forward bias. This is load resistance and this is capacitor, and we are applying the negative input. Okay, so up to t by 2 time period this capacitor has charged. Okay, and now once the capacitor has charged, the charging, once it is charged, its value will be like minus and plus whatever the maximum input voltage we are applying. Okay, so with respect to that, in the negative half the tau we will be calculating what is the time constant. So in that case the tau will be the RF in parallel with RL into C. Okay, so RF is very less compared to RL. Okay, so therefore the tau will be equivalent to this will be like, it is equivalent to whatever the RF value, because if two resistances are in parallel, so whatever is the minimum, the result will be even lower than the minimum value. So we can just take the minimum value in these two, the RL and RF. The equivalent output of these two parallel resistances will be even smaller than the minimum value, that is RF will be the minimum value. So here we can say, as RF is very less than RL, the tau will be RF into C. So this will be the time constant. So this time constant will be very less than the t time period, because this RF is very low. It is almost zero in case of ideal case. So if diode is on, it will be very less. Okay. So as the time constant is very less compared to t, therefore now the rate of charging of capacitor is very high as the time constant is very low. Okay, so as the rate of charging of capacitor will be very high, so the capacitor will be charged to whatever input voltage we have applied. So we have applied the negative half of the input. So whatever negative is there, the same negative charge will be to the this plate of the capacitor, and this positive will be coming out to be at this. So this is the charge that will be across the capacitor. Okay, so now up to okay, so up to t by 2 to 3t by 4, the capacitor will be charged, and at that time the diode is on actually. So when diode is on, the output voltage will be 0, because if diode is on, the voltage across the load resistance will be the same as the voltage across the diode. So it is on, so voltage will be output voltage will be a 0, because it is short circuited, diode is on. So at that time the output voltage that we will be getting is 0. Okay, so for t by 2 to 3t by 4, we will be getting a 0 output. Okay, so beyond this 3t by 4 time, now we will see. So the case for t greater than or equal to 3t by 4 time period, in that case the output voltage that we can see is, so here the this is the output voltage, this is positive and negative, and this is negative and this is positive. Okay, so this is the case of the input voltage. Okay, so basically first of all we will see at t equals to 3t by 4. So at t equals to 3t by 4 3t by 4, the input voltage is minus Vm, and the voltage across the capacitor is also minus Vm, because we are considering voltage across this is here positive and negative, so the sign will be changed, so it will be minus Vm. So at t equals to 3t by 4, V input will be this, and V out V capacitor voltage across the capacitor will be this. Okay, so now we will see for t greater than 3t by 4. So for t greater than 3t by 4, the output voltage that we will be getting is nothing but the input voltage plus the voltage across the capacitor. Okay, so that will be uh, V input minus Vm will be there, but the Vm minus Vc will be there, but the Vc is minus Vm, so V input plus Vm will be the output in case of beyond this t 3t by 4 time period. So beyond this t by 3t by 4 time period, as the voltage across the diode is negative, we are applying the negative voltage in the negative half itself, the diode will be off. Okay, so if diode is off, the tau, that is time constant, that will be RL into C. Okay, so RL into C means now we are getting the case of beyond this 3t by 4. So beyond this time period, so this is the maximum minus Vm. So but now the capacitor has charged. At that point, the capacitor has charged, means capacitor will be working as a constant voltage source. Okay, so it will be behaving like a constant voltage source. So now we are going to reduce the input voltage. So beyond this 3t by 4, we are reducing the input voltage of V input is going to reduce from the minus Vm value. So the output that we will be getting is V input plus Vm. So V input is now less than the Vm value, but it is in negative direction. So the output will be Vm minus some value. Okay, so that value will be a some positive value. Okay, so now beyond this, the diode voltage across the diode is like we are applying here positive and here a negative value. So this diode will be off. So beyond this, the diode will be off. Okay, so once the diode is off, it will be open circuit. So if it is open circuit, whatever input we are applying, so beyond this, whatever input we are applying, the similar will be appearing across the output. Okay, so here if we are increasing the output, the same output voltage will be increasing. Okay, so now beyond this, the output will be this way up to T. Beyond T, now we are increasing in positive half, so the output voltage will be this value plus Vm extra because the capacitor has charged. So the value will be this. So now once we are decreasing, it will be decreasing. Whatever decreasing, it should be 0, but because of the capacitor, it will be plus Vm, and this will be plus 2 Vm. Okay, so now onwards, this will be the output waveform. Okay, so similar output waveform we will be getting in that case. So here when diode is off in the beyond 3t by 4 time period, so the tau here we can calculate is tau will be RL uh, into C. So RL into C will be very greater than T. So now onwards, as the time period is greater than T by 4, the rate of discharging, so discharging will occur because the capacitor has charged. At this point, the capacitor has charged to Vm, but now we are applying the input that is less than Vm. So now the capacitor should be discharging. So the rate of discharging will be calculated at 3t by 4 time period. So at 3t by 4 time period, so the time constant will be RL into C because the diode has reverse bias. So if it is reverse bias, the resistance across it will be RR, that is a reverse bias resistance, that will be parallel to the RL. So in that too, the RR is very greater than RL. So whatever the minimum value will be there, so this minimum will be coming out across the parallel. So that minimum value will be the RL. So the time constant will be RL, that will be very greater than T. There will be rate of discharging. So basically the rate of discharging will be very small. Okay, that is considered to be a 0. Therefore we can see the capacitor will act as a constant voltage source. Okay, constant voltage source, or we can call it a battery. So it will be having like a battery that is having a value of uh, Vc is equals to Vm. Okay, the voltage across it is Vm. So this is how the capacitor role is there in case of clamper circuit. So clamper circuit is, first of all we need to find out at what point it will be charged, and once it is charged, the rate of discharging will be very less. So there will be like the capacitor will not be discharging beyond a particular level. So as the input waveforms are coming out to be here, so with respect to that, the output waveform that we will be getting is Vm shift in the positive half. So this complete waveform you can see from beyond this 3t/4 time period. As the capacitor has charged, the output voltage that we are getting is like we have just shifted the input waveform to uh, plus Vm direction upward. Okay, so once we will be shifting, this output we will be getting. So this is the clamper, the positive clamper output is there. Okay, so just we can just summarize uh, the content, like in case of positive clamper circuit, whatever the input is there, with respect to that, what output we will be getting. So the output basically that we will be getting is whatever input we are applying plus the Vm. So it should be minus, but the charging of the capacitor is in the opposite direction, so there will be the minus Vm, so it will be plus Vm. Okay. So if we are applying the input that is minus Vm, the output that we will be getting is 0. Okay. So if we are applying the input that is 0, the output that we are getting is plus Vm. If we are applying the minus uh, okay, so if it is plus Vm, the output that we will be getting is plus 2 Vm. Okay, so this is the summary of positive clamper circuit. Next, we will see how we can design a clamper circuit, either it is a positive or a negative clamper. What should be its load resistance basically? So here, designing of clamper load resistance. So we should be designing the load resistance of the capacitor. It should be such that, so whatever is the forward resistance of diode. Okay, so the forward resistance of a diode, if it is forward bias, the resistance across the diode will be very less. So therefore, practically the forward resistance of a diode is coming out to be in ohms. So the forward resistance is that is in ohms. At that time, the load resistance should be greater than this RF value, that is in ohms. So therefore, the load resistance should be in kilo ohms. Okay. Also, in terms of the reverse bias resistance, okay, reverse resistance that is there in case of reverse biasing of diode. So reverse bias case, the diode resistance is basically very high, so that value is in mega ohms. Okay, so this is in mega ohms, so therefore this should be very greater than the load resistance, because load resistance should be in kilo ohms. So the reverse bias resistance of the diode should be in mega ohms. So therefore this should be the relation. So from there we can just conclude like the RF should be RL divided by 1000, and the reverse resistance of the diode should be equals to around 1000 times of the RL. Okay, so from these two we can just see like the RL square. If we want to calculate RL square, are just we just multiply these two equations, we can get RL square will be equals to RF into RR. Okay, or we can see this could be one of the relation, or we can just write like RL should be equals to under root of RF into RR. Okay, so this is with respect to the designing. If we are going to design a clamper circuit, we should consider this in case of practical diode we are using. So this should be the condition. So from there, it could be concluded like the RL value is the geometric progression of RF and RR. So so it is like geometric uh, progression value, that is geometric mean value is there, it is basically. Okay, so this was all about the positive clamper. So next we will see is multiplier circuit. So in case of multiplier circuits, like if we are going to have okay, so next we will see the multiplier circuit. So basically, voltage multiplier is how we can implement a voltage multiplier based on by using the diodes. So basically, so these are diode based applications of a diode circuit. So basically, one of the application of diode is voltage multiplier also. So we will see like how we can go with the voltage multiplier. So the voltage multiplier is basically it will be uh, diode based circuit that multiplies the input voltage. So we will be multiplying the input voltage. So if we are providing input Vm, then the output should be 2 Vm. So that is the role of a multiplier circuit. So also these multiplier circuits are also called like a voltage doubler. If it is doubling the input voltage, it will be voltage doubler. Or it is also like voltage tripler. Okay, so voltage quadruple. So there are different circuits. So basically, we will be seeing what is voltage doubler is there, or how we can get the output doubled at the uh, whatever input we are applying. So with respect to that, we will get the output. So before going with that, we will see one more point, one more circuit that is called peak detector circuit. Okay. So these are circuit configurations are such that you can just intuitively you can get the output, and even if it is used in the circuit, you can just get the idea like what should be the output to the input that we are applying. So once you know the configuration of the circuit, like what is the position of diodes and capacitor with respect to that, we can get the output voltage intuitively. Okay, so the intuition should be based on how the diode is going to conduct the current. So we will see. So the peak detector is basically also divided into two types. One is positive peak detector, another one is a negative peak detector. So basically this positive peak detector, so peak detector circuits are the circuits that will be detecting the peak. Okay, so basically peak means the highest value of the input, whatever input we are providing. With respect to that, what will be the maximum value, what is the maximum value of the uh, input waveform that it will be detecting. So it will basically identify the peak or maximum value of input waveform. Okay, so the speed detector will basically identify the maximum value of the input waveform. Okay, so as the name positive peak detector means, it will be detecting the positive peak of the input waveform. So whatever input waveform we are uh, thinking of, whatever input voltage we have given, whatever is the positive peak, whatever the maximum value in the positive case, that will be detected by positive peak detector. In the negative, like what is the negative peak in the negative direction, what is the peak of this input waveform, that will be detected. So we will just see the circuit. So the circuit is basically given by like a diode is there. Along with that, we will be connecting a capacitor, and across this capacitor we will be taking the output. So the load resistance will be connected to parallel with the capacitor. Okay, so this is capacitor, this is load resistance, and this is your diode, and we are providing the input. So here, when the diode is, so first of all, it is positive peak detector. So this is positive peak detector. So positive peak detector, from the circuit itself you can just identify like, so this diode is there, so it means this diode will only be passing the positive half. So whatever input waveform we are having, suppose the input waveform that we are having is, suppose this is the input waveform. Okay, so with respect to that, we will be getting the output. Okay, so everyone, you should be making sure like your mic is turned off. Okay, so from there we can just see like, suppose this is the positive peak circuit, basically detector circuit. So whenever we are applying some input, so this is suppose input voltage and this is your output voltage. So this is the input. So if we are applying the input from the positive half, this diode will be on. So for this portion the diode will be on. Okay, so if for this portion the diode is on, so initially when diode is on, it will be short circuit. So whatever input we are getting, the same input will be appearing at the output, and the capacitor will be charged. Okay, so this will be like RL into C. So the RL into C is there, so this RL into C will be very greater than the time period basically. So at that time the charging and discharging will be depending on the tau value. So tau here will be C into this capacitor. Okay, C into the load resistance. So this will be very high. Okay, so in that case the rate of charging will be, you can say, just in that case will be, first of all we will be calculating not only that, we also need to consider the value of this, we need to consider the forward resistance of this diode also. So the overall that we will be getting like, it is if we say these two, it will be in parallel. So whatever resistance is there, this resistance and this will be in parallel. So C will be C multiplied by R effective. So whatever effective resistance is there, so that will be like, if it is forward resistance, this RF will be very less compared to this RL. So therefore this tau value will be very less than the time period, because the RF will be having the role. So RF into C will be the time constant basically. So that will be very less than the time period of this. Therefore rate of charging will be high. So here rate of charging will be high. So as the rate of charging is high, whatever input we are applying, the voltage of this capacitor will be charged to that value. So suppose this value is 5. Okay, so now once we have applied the input, the capacitor has charged to 5 volt. Okay, so we have applied, capacitor has charged to 5 volt. Now we are reducing the value, input voltage we are reducing, but the capacitor is charged, so it will remain the charged. Okay, it will remain charged. So whatever input voltage we are applying, below this 5 volt, then also the capacitor is across the output. So output is directly connected to the capacitor voltage. So whatever capacitor voltage will be there, the output will be there. So once it is charged to 5 volt, the 5 volt will be remaining as it is. So it will be getting the constant 5 volt. Even if the input has changed to a negative direction, the capacitor will be not discharging because the discharging rate will be very low. So the capacitor value will be behaving like a constant voltage source. So we will be getting the constant voltage source till this point. After this point, we are getting like, this is suppose 6 volt. So now we are applying the 6 volt. So the capacitor will be charged to 6 volt. So now the capacitor will be charged to 6 volt. Okay. And this 6 volt will remain to here. So now once it is coming out to here, the capacitor now charged to positive value again. So suppose this is 10 volt. Now it will be charged to 10 volt. So this 10 volt will be remaining constant. It will not be discharging even if we are applying the input voltage that is less than 10 volt. Okay, so the discharging will not be taking place because discharging rate will be very low. So it will remain constant. So again, as we are increasing the voltage, suppose this is 15 volt. So now the capacitor will be charged to 15 volt. This 15 volt will be remaining constant. Okay, so even if we are applying the negative or the voltage lower than the 15 volt to the input, then also the output will always be a constant to 15 volt. Okay, so this is basically called peak detector circuit. Okay, the next point we can just see, so you can just see the orientation of the diode and capacitor. So when the capacitor was here and the diode we are getting, so at that time it was positive or negative clamper circuit. Once we have replaced the diodes with the capacitor, so capacitor we are getting across the output load resistance. At that time it is behaving like a peak detector circuit. So it is positive or negative, that will be defined with respect to the diode orientation. So if diode is connected in this way, it will be positive peak detector. If we are going to connect the diode in opposite direction, that will be negative peak detector. So in negative peak detector, basically it will be like the diode will be in opposite direction. This will be the capacitor. This is load resistance, and we are getting the output from here, positive and negative. Okay, so here input is applied. Okay, so here in this case it will be similar to just opposite to the positive wave peak detector. So the here output will be like, it will only be passing, this diode will only be passing the negative, will be forward bias when we are applying the input in negative reverse bias. So for here it will be 0 because it is, the capacitor is initially discharged, or it is having 0 voltage. So initially the voltage will be 0. Okay, so initially the voltage will be 0, and now when we are applying the negative, in negative it will be coming out to be here, whatever negative is there. Okay, so with respect to that, suppose both are same, so up to here it is having similar voltage, and then it will be changed to here. Okay, and it will remain constant to this only, that is the maximum voltage. So this will be the output in case of negative peak detector. Okay, so these are the negative and positive peak detector circuit. Now we will see the voltage doubler. Okay, or we can call it like a voltage multiplier. So basically it, one of the circuit of a voltage multiplier circuit is, we will be having a capacitor with this as the circuit. So what is this circuit is about? What is this circuit? Anyone? Yes, anyone? What is this circuit is? Am I audible to everyone? Yes,
Yes, sir, you are
everyone.
audible.
Yes. So can anyone answer like what is this circuit? We have just gone through it. Okay. So in the
Clipper.
previous, yes, it is clamper, not clipper. It is clamper. The previous topic we were going through the positive clamper only. Okay. So the part in the positive clamper, this was the circuit. So the diode was in a reverse bias case. It is initially in the case, and we are having a capacitor. So this is the circuit of a positive clamper. So once we are having a positive clamper, we will be getting the output. So in positive clamper, we will be getting like initially we will get this, and uh, after that we are getting the input, the output that is similar to like it has uh, amplified signal its DC value to a high value. So this will be like okay. So this is the output of the clamper circuit, positive clamper. It has just clamped the input waveform. So suppose this is the input, sinusoidal input is there, simple. It will be clamping it here. Now in the next case, what we will be placing is after this positive clamper, we will place a peak detector circuit. So once we want to get the output that is two times the input, so we need to have like this is 2 Vm. This is Vm. So we are having the input that is having the maximum value Vm and the minimum value minus Vm. If we want to get the maximum value that is 2 Vm, that is multiplied by 2, we what we can get is after this positive clamper, we can just detect this positive clamper output. So the positive clamper output that we will be detecting is this 2 Vm. So once we are able to detect the 2 Vm, we can get the output that is 2 Vm. So now we will be placing the peak detector, that is positive peak detector. So the positive peak detector circuit, this is the positive peak detector circuit. Okay. So this is our output, and this is load resistance, this is capacitor 2, and this is diode 2. And this circuit is basically of positive peak detector. Okay. So once we will be going with this, the output that we will be getting is, so initially it will be having like Vm. Okay. And then after that it will be coming out to be 2 Vm constant. Or if this is not the case, like we are not having the Vm, we can directly get the output that is directly the Vm. Okay. So the Vm will be a constant, 2 Vm will be the constant output. Okay. So here we are getting the output that is 2 times the input. That's why it is voltage doubler. Okay. Another case of voltage doubler that we can implement by using uh, you can say rectifiers similar to rectifier circuit. So another case of voltage doubler, case 2 we can just call it. So here we are having a transformer. So here we are going to use the concept of rectifier. Okay. A circuit basically. So whatever input voltage we are providing here, Vp sin omega t, we are getting the output here like Vm sin omega t. So here we are going to use a diode. Okay. And with respect to that, we are going to use a capacitor. So whenever the positive portion will be positive half will be considered, this will be allowing, and we are getting the output across this capacitor. Now in case of negative half, so here negative will be there, and in this case here it will be positive. So now this positive will also be detecting. We will be detecting that positive also. So we will connect the circuit. Okay. So here in the negative half, here negative will be there. So negative will be there, and here positive will be there. So we will be connecting a diode with that will bias it. So we will connect in opposite direction. Okay, and this portion is connected to positive. So this portion will be connected to positive with a capacitor. Okay, so we can just see if it is positive half of the input waveform. So in positive half, this diode will be on, and the current that will be flowing is through this circuit. So this positive will be there. So either here it will be positive and here it will be negative. So positive Vm will be coming out across this capacitor, and the current flowing will be in this direction in positive half. Similarly, in case of negative half, we can just see is when we are applying the negative voltage here and here positive voltage, because in negative half the here negative will be there, here positive will be there. So this negative will be like the current will be flowing from positive to negative. So this is positive, so the current in this direction will be here. So here positive and here negative, this will be charged to plus Vm in this way. Now the current will be flowing this way. Okay, this will be the direction of current in negative half. So overall we can just see, so the capacitor 1 is having plus Vm in this way, capacitor 2 is having plus Vm in this way. So overall, if we want to get the output across these, we will be placing a load resistance across this, and we will get the output. So this will be the output. So from there we can just get the the output will be the output voltage across this capacitor. So across this capacitor we are having the Vm value, and here we are having Vm value. So overall the output that we will be getting is 2 Vm. Okay, so we have applied the input Vm, we are getting the output 2 Vm. So it is voltage doubler circuit. Okay, so this is all about the voltage doubler, or you can call it like voltage multiplier circuit. We have multiplied by 2. Whatever input we are providing, we are multiplying by 2. So there are two types. Sorry. So there are two methods that we can use to get the voltage doubler circuit. So one is we are having positive clamper and then positive peak detector. Another one is we are going to use the transformer case or rectifier case. We are going to use the case of a rectifier. Okay. So this is all about your multiplier circuit. So in the next topic, in the next class, basically we will be going with a Zener diode and how this Zener diode acts as a voltage regulator in different circuits. Okay. So if anyone is having any doubt, you can ask.